shows up. Okay, should be okay, should be okay. Okay, hello to all of you. Welcome to another live session today. Oh, I like the framing of the live session today. Everyone, hello. I hope you're having a good week so far. We are actually, it's CGIF. Thank God it's Friday. So hopefully you all had a good week. Of course, today I bring some good news, and we are also going to revise some sections of paper two for today. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, before we start the actual paper two revision, please feel free to share this live session to your friends. It's more fun when we're learning with friends. And at the same time, please, if you want to get notified the next time we go live, go to our account, follow us, and click that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live, and then we can do more revisions together. So welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming in for the live session today. Before I start, while waiting for all of our friends to come to the live session, very good news to all of you. We do have, I know some of you have been looking for revision classes, most especially for paper two, because after all, it's literally almost half of your PSLE grade. So primary 5 and primary 6 students, good news for all of you. We do have um, 10-day fully online paper 2 revision program called Top Schools English Exam Paper 2 Revision. And for this, we really wanted to provide you a fully online option to do this, so you can do the 10-day lesson from the comforts of your home. And you can go through for each of this lesson. We will be going through paper 2 paper from 2024 primary school top school in Singapore. Okay, yeah. So it will be live, of course. The teacher will be with you online in Zoom, and we make sure to go through one specific paper 2 per day, so that you master all 10 papers, and at the same time you receive fully annotated answer keys where all the details will be provided to you. So get ready. You have a QR code right here. Welcome, Pillow. You have a QR code right here that you can check. Can we make the Zoom? Yes, please. Can we make the Zoom screen a bit smaller? It's just slightly cut off at the sides from my phone now. Hi, Mian Bao. Welcome, Mian Bao. I really love the framing of today's live. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, it fits now. Yeah, so top schools English exam paper 2 revision. Every single one of you who's going to be joining this program will receive a $50 voucher for our regular program, and an exclusive ebook that we don't give to anyone else except for all our holiday program students, early bird most especially, and for this one specifically. This is a PSLE model composition ebook with over 65 model compositions from primary all the way to secondary. So we wanted to make sure that while you are joining us for a paper 2 revision, you also get something from us to help you with your paper 1 revision as well, since you are taking this exactly at the same time in September for PSLE. Yeah, so amazing. Yeah. And so do note that we have a separate session for primary 5 students. We will be using top school paper 2 papers from 2024 P5 end of year papers. So you can only imagine it's the most recent set of papers from these top schools. And at the same time, this is actually already adjusted to the new PSLE format. So it'll be a good time for you to actually see or the new format in actually inside the paper 2 for this revision. And of course, primary 6 students, we will be using 10 top school papers from 2024 prelim papers from last year. So 10 high impact, it's fully online, so you can take it from the comforts of your home. And then the beautiful thing about this is that so that it doesn't clash in your like whatever it is that you plan for daytime, we are doing this at night, 7:30 to 9 p.m., 1 hour and 30 minutes per session. Yes, yeah. So do join us this July. And one last good news for all of you. Yeah, hi. If you actually join us for all the 10 days, you get a discounted price, of course, 10% off for everyone. And if you are a Writers at Work students, you actually get, this is quite big. You actually get 30% off. And on top of the fully annotated answer keys that you're actually already getting for every single day that you are doing the lesson, you will also be given PSLE, as in PSLE Paper 2 fully annotated answer keys from the most recent PSLEs, which is going to be 2023 and 2024. So please do join us, everyone, for this Top Schools Paper 2 examination. What I'm going to do today basically is I'm going to go through a paper 2 paper with you. This is going to be from 2019. But as you revise with me, this is also a good time for you to get a sneak peek of how this paper 2 lessons, Top Schools English Exam Paper 2, will be done by our experienced Writers at Work teacher. Of course, the main difference would be the teacher for this program will go through the entire paper 2 with you. We'll provide you fully annotated answer keys, and at the same time we'll go through using 2024 papers, so it's a full experience. This is basically what you really need before your end of year examinations, P5 students, and before PSLE paper 1 and 2 primary 6 students. So do join us. I invite you to secure your marks for paper 2 because it's half of your PSLE grade. So you have a very big QR code there. Please feel free to scan it and join us for this program. Yes, welcome to all of you. Hello. Yes, welcome. So today, that's the Top Schools paper. Later, I will tell you about PSLE Oral Intensive One-to-One Coaching and PSLE Oral Intensive Crash Course. Yes, because I think we all know that the first hurdle you really have to go through is a PSLE paper 4. English paper 4 oral. We have to settle that first before we jump to paper 1 and 2. So I'll tell you more details about that in a moment. But what I'm going to do now is go through a paper 2 paper with all of you. Now, if you can recall who is present today, can you type it in there and say hi? Because I wanted to see if you recall where we stopped last time. There was a question that I gave you all, but I did not give you the answer and told you I'm going to provide it today, the moment we begin. So first things first, let me show it before. Let me show it very quickly. It was this paper. It's Henry Park, right? And then we were here. No. Give me a moment, huh? This one. Yes, we were here in this number. I cannot recall. Mian Pao, I'll show you the page. We ended in SNT, and then we ended with this number. Peter had been issued a warning letter. He was aggressive towards his employees. It was an asset. Oh, very good. Very good. Correct. Now, some of you, actually, most of you provided the answer. The confusion was some of you used aggression, some of you used aggressiveness. Oh my goodness, sure. So the confusion was it supposed to be aggression or was it supposed to be aggressiveness? Because most of you actually got it correctly in a sense that the answer, let's just jump to the answer, but let's blank out aggressiveness or aggression. Due to, let's say, his what? Peter had been issued. Yahweh. It shakes up. It's not very close to the edge of the table, right? This one.
No.
So it's okay, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can move it.
I mean, it's fine there. I'm just scared that it falls out, but it looks cute. Had been issued a warning letter. Hello, Ozil. Ozil. Hi. Okay. Now, everyone. So I think one important thing about due to, okay, due to is due to his, whatever the word is, or due to him being, you have to follow it with a noun phrase basically. So there's 3 ways to actually go about it. Due to his, let's say the word is aggressiveness, due to his aggressiveness, due to him being aggressive, or due to his aggressive behavior. But now the question is, do we say aggression or do we say aggressiveness? What do you think? Ozil goes for aggression. Magnus goes for aggression as well. The word actually is aggressiveness. Okay. Now, there is a very subtle difference that I want to point out here. Yeah. There is a very subtle difference between aggressiveness and aggression. Okay. Now, if we talk about aggression, it points out to a hostile behavior, or like a violent behavior. So most of the time, when you actually use this word, you are really specifying a specific behavior, like a specific action. Okay, it's a specific action. It's an act. Okay, it's an act of attack. Okay, so it will point out to something physical, something physical, or something related to the military. Okay, and it refers most likely to the action. Now, aggressiveness, on the other hand, is a personality trait. It's a personality trait, or like if you use it, then you're talking about the tendency of the person to be, do not. It has a tendency of being aggressive. Okay, it does not really necessarily point out to a specific aggression that the person did, but you're basically generally talking about the tendency of the person to be aggressive. And so, therefore, in this question, Peter, he was aggressive towards his employees. So, we're basically talking about the behavior of Peter more than just talking about one specific aggressive action. So, if you're talking about the trait, the behavior of Peter, you say aggressiveness instead of aggression. Okay? And that is exactly why this is the answer. Okay? So yeah, we're clear with that. So we're moving on with MGS paper today. I am eating a kebab. Um, I'm telling you right now, Ozo, that is not very helpful. So on the we are very happy for you. But we are now hungry, okay, Ozil. So we can only imagine how good the kebab was. Do you like it? Huh? Did you get to customize the fillings of your kebab for yourself? Huh? Ozil? We hope you get full. Okay, question number one while you're eating. Welcome to those of you who just arrived. Please feel free to drop in your answer as well. You are all welcome to learn with all of us. Have you ever blanked a camel in the desert before? Ask the tour guide. Have you ever blanked a camel in a desert before? Your very big clue here is the word have. Pretty obviously, has, have, and had are followed by what form of the verb? Okay. Rosie. Okay, Yuri's potato says 1. Rosie goes for 4. Hello, welcome to both of you. Okay, 4. Thank you for liking the live. Okay, Rose. Potato is 1. Rose is 4. Now, go. Okay, I gotcha. I got your answer. So, first things first, I am highlighting the word have as the main clue, because when you use have to form a tense of the verb, it's always followed by what form? Who can tell me? It's always followed by what form? By a? So, have you eaten? Yes, I have eaten. I have spoken. I have walked. She has done it. Okay? It's followed by a past participle form. Past participle form. So it's basically like speak, and then past tense is spoke. Past participle is spoken. Now the past participle, correct? And so ride here, ride, rode, ridden. So the ride here is present. Rode is the past tense, and then ridden is the past participle. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is indeed number 4. Have you ever ridden a camel in the desert before? Okay. Now, be mindful. I may do this later, actually, if I have extra time with all of you. Be mindful that the past tense and the past participle can sometimes be the same. So, for example, I walked yesterday, that's past tense, and then I have walked that park. That's present tense, present perfect. So that one is the same. However, sometimes they're different. This one, for example, is ride, rode, ridden. Okay. Sometimes it's the present tense and the past participle that are the same. So run, ran, run, right? Had run, have run. Okay. So be careful, be careful. I have to point this out because you use a lot of tenses when you write compositions or when you deal with paper two. Be check out has, haven't had, follow it with the past participle. Okay. Now let's move on to number two. Number two would be the teacher made her students blank the classroom before allowing them to go for their break. What do you think is the answer? Number two now, people. We are now in number 2. Mhm. The teacher made her students blank the classroom before allowing them to go for a break. So Rosie goes for number 1. Okay, 1. How about Yuri's potato? Thank you for liking the live, everyone. Ozil goes for 1. Ozil, can you name what type of commonly tested question is this? Mm-hmm. Clean also. Who is this person? The person, I'm going to call it Singapore flag, okay? Because I cannot read your name. So Singapore flag. It's so cute, Singapore flag. Your photo is oh, I thought no, I got it wrong. I thought your photo was from Duolingo. Pillow also goes for number 1. Bella, welcome to you. Bella goes for number 3. Now, this is a commonly tested question, by the way. I'm gonna put a star on this. This is verb, noun, verb pattern. Because if you notice, there's a verb here, and then there's a noun here, and then they ask you for the next verb. When you see this pattern, because this is very commonly tested, when you see this pattern, ladies and gentlemen, you normally would, the second verb is always either in base form or in its present participle ing. Base form, if you all recall, it's the original form of the verb, no s, no es, no d, no ed, no ing at the end, just the original form. So in this case, base form is clean, and then ing is cleaning. Okay. Okay. Now, that means to say option 2 and option 3 are no longer obvious options. Now, the teacher made her students cleaning or made her students clean. For this case, because made is a very specific verb that you actually always pair with base form. Ing is normally used for perception verbs. Okay. Normally for perception verbs like see, I saw her dancing. Mhm. I heard her crying. Hello, Javier. Welcome to you. Very good, Ozo. You get to name it. You can call me Peter. Okay, Peter. Thank you for letting me know. Now, so in this case, the answer is number 1 because made is not a perception verb. The answer is number 1, made her students clean. Okay. Now, number 3, my mother. Let's move on to number 3, everyone. Good job, people. Um, my mother enjoys taking long walks. I will accompany her to the park should she blank us during the school holidays. What do you think? Oh, this one is easy because you can give me the answer. Try dropping in the answer. At the same time, there is one word from the question that is your clue to the right answer. Drop your answer 1, 2, 3, 4. But at the same time, if you can, highlight for me which word from the question actually was your biggest clue that brought you to the right answer. So I see number 1 and I see number 2. Enjoys. Okay. So your clue is enjoys. And then Peter's clue is visit. Peter's answer is visit. Anyone else who wants to try? What's the biggest clue from the question that should actually lead you to the right answer? Okay. Okay. No one wants to try, huh? Okay, perfect. Now let's go. Now, your actual clue is actually the word should. Yeah, because when you use should, it should be then followed by base form, right? Should she visit us during the school holidays? It's basically also saying you should sing, right? Should you decide to should you decide to follow me I will report you. Like that. So should is a modal verb that you actually follow with a base form of the verb. Therefore, the answer is people number one. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now moving on to number four, people. If she blank you were going to the party, she would have gone to. Okay, let me lower myself a bit. Okay. Now, if she blank you were going to the party, she would have gone to. A very classic question about conditionals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your conditionals. And I think if you recall, perhaps last week. Hello, Wawachi. Very good, Ozo. Thank you. If you recall a few live sessions ago, I actually went through this with you and I gave you 3 sentences to memorize so you always get it correctly. Yummy food 1 to 3 goes for new. So, okay, Ozil, what is your answer? Wawachi, your answer number 4 is for number 4, is it? I just need to clarify. If I Ozil is telling me all the 3 sentences. Let me see. Ozil, can you tell me all 3 sentences? I'm challenging you to tell me all 3 sentences. Okay, Wawachi says yes. Okay, got it, Wawachi. So your answer for this question is number 4. Pillow's answer for this question is also number 4. So Ozil actually was attempting to tell me all the 3 sentences. So type 1 is if I can, I will. Can you give me the type 2? I'm not giving you words anymore. You have to try and figure out what were all the words I taught you. Pillow, I think you were also around when I was teaching this. So what was the second type? And what is the 4th type? You have to tell me. The 3rd type. Okay. If I can, I will. That would mean to say conditionals. I could, I would. Very proud of you. If I could, I would. Perfect. And what's the last one? What's the last one, please? Past tense, would plus infinite. I see. Yummy food 1, 2, 3. Very happy with that. What is the last one? You have to tell me the type 3, because this is commonly tested. It's about studying, right? Yeah, I used the studying. I would have, correct. I use the studying example because I'm talking to my students all the time. And so I always tell them that line so that they realize they don't want that kind of regret. So if I had studied, I would have passed. So the whole point here, why I ask my students to memorize this, is it gives you the whole thing. If I can, so when your if statement is present, your next statement is future tense. Now, when your if statement is past, I could, then you use would. And then if your if statement is in past perfect, the one with a had studied, had taken, had spoken, then you use would have plus past participle. Okay? Then you will notice that if statement here we cannot figure out because it's the one with the blank. So you have to check the second statement. The second statement has would have gone. Therefore, it's obviously matching type 3, right? So that would mean to say for type 3, our if statement is had plus past participle. It is number 4. Good job. Okay. Type 1, if I can, I will. If I study, I will pass. These are things that are likely to happen. If I could, I would. So if I studied, I would pass. It's more towards having wishes and hopes. And then number 3, type 3 is a lot more towards regret because there's nothing you can do anymore. It's already done. So if I had studied, I would have passed. Examination would have been done after when you say this. So it's like looking back, I would have done this. Yeah. So master these lines and you should be able to answer your conditional questions every single time. Okay. Now let's move on to number 5. Susan baked the birthday cake for mother blank. Father asked. A very classic commonly tested question tag. Okay. Now, who can give me the answer for this one? Give it a try. Type it in, people. Okay, Peter goes for number 3. Who agrees with Peter? Didn't she woohoo? I like the handle. Woohoo goes for number 2. Okay, Hannah. Wow, I see some very new names today. That's pretty great. If you haven't followed us yet, please do so. Sherlyn. Hello, Sherlyn. I missed you. Okay, now we are dealing with question tag. If you are not aware yet, let me just quickly talk about it. Let me erase this because it's eating up the space. Now in question tag, you have a statement, right? And then you have a question tag in the second part. The general rule is when the statement is positive, question tag is negative. When the statement is negative, question tag is positive, right? Now, how do you know when a statement is negative or positive? It's negative when you see negative words, the words not, never, rarely, hardly, barely, right? Now, do we have that word in the statement? No, we don't. We don't have the negative words there that would tell us it's negative. Therefore, we know that the statement is positive. Okay. Now, we then look at the verb. Now, I think for most part, question tag is so easy when you see are, then you turn it to aren't, right? Or when you see have, you turn it to haven't, right? Or should, you turn it to shouldn't. Okay. For this case, some students really get confused. Like, sure, I cannot turn bake to vacant, right? You cannot put bake and not together. So when you are actually facing action verbs like this, actual action verbs, these are all do, does, or did. Action verbs are basically just do, does, and did. Okay, so either you say don't, doesn't, or didn't. But how to know which one to use? Obviously, you check the tense. Baked is in past tense, so obviously it's did. Okay, then how do you turn did? Did is positive, so you turn did into negative. It becomes what? Didn't, right? So the answer is number 3. So congratulations to those of you who said 3. You got it correctly. Good job. So we're clear with that. You need to remember that because nowadays during examinations, they don't give you the easy versions of the question tag anymore. Yeah. They know, they would assume that you're aware of commonly tested questions. So they will give you commonly tested question types, but they will kind of try to complicate it for you. Yeah. Okay. So we're good to go for number 5. Let's move on to number 6. Let's go, people. The soldier blank leg was amputated is learning how to walk with his prosthetic leg. Oh, okay. This one is pretty straightforward. You're looking for the right word to talk about the leg belonging to the soldier. So if that is what you want to talk about, you're looking for a word that would help you with possession or ownership. Okay, I have 4, Hannah, Peter, Relin, Captain Crocky. Welcome, Captain Crocky. Okay, all of you are saying number 4. This one is pretty straightforward. Whose is for possession. Possession and or ownership. Good job. Whose leg was amputated? Leg of whom? The soldier. So it's number 4. Well done. Okay, pretty straightforward. Woohoo, also got it, and Ozo. Good job. Let's move on to number 7 then, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now your answer differs blank mine. Either you or I am wrong. Now, basically, you're looking for the right preposition to pair differs with. Okay, so it's basically a pair. It goes together, especially when you point out that two things are not the same. So you say differ what? Okay, I see 3. 2 more people before we reveal. This one is also pretty straightforward. It differs from. Very good. You all got it correctly. I buy durian for. Oh, hello. I'm gonna call you Durian because the name is very long. Good job. You're all correct. It differs from mine. This answer differs from this person's answer. Okay, differs from. Okay, that's the partnership. Now let's move on to number 8. He never gave up hope, blank his many setbacks. I admire him for his grit and tenacity. Mhm. Okay, what you are trying to put together here are two things that are contrasting. So never give up hope. Oh, that's nice. Many setbacks. Oh, that's sad. If you want to put together two contrasting things, thank you for sharing the live. Okay. If you know to put two contrasting things, what is the word that you use to put them together? Peter goes for despite. Okay, 333. Is it easy question? Easy question, right? Correct. So the answer is despite. Okay, that's number 3. Mm-hmm. And nevertheless, it can also talk about contrasts, but it functions like however. Mhm. Until would be more towards time, hence is more towards giving a conclusion. Okay, so indeed, people, that's number 3. Let's move on to number 9. Okay, hello, welcome to those of you who just got in. If you have not followed us yet, please do so. And if you want to do more live sessions with us, click that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live. Number 9, a fund for the victims of the earthquake blank set up last week after the Red Cross Society appealed for help. This is one of those questions where they try to trick you. It's a very simple, okay, two things, subject verb agreement plus tense. Okay, be careful, you're being tested on these two things. You have to be sure with both of them, otherwise you get it wrongly. This is one of those questions that they like to test, and they like to give you a very long subject to confuse you. Some of you may think, oh, this is singular. Some of you may think this is plural. They like to confuse you. When you're looking for the subject, look for the main thing that it's really, really talking about. Okay? Now, Hannah goes for 3, Peter 3, pillow 3. So my question to all of you, what is the subject of this sentence? Can you tell me? The victims, the earthquake, the fund. What's the subject? Try to point it out. Fund. Very good. Whoosh, whoosh, wee. This is so funny. Somebody's name is woohoo. Then one is like whoosh, whoosh, wee. Okay. The fund, correct. The main subject is actually the fund. And it says a fund, so you are talking about something singular. So that basically tells us are and were are out of the picture because this is for plural. And so we have solved the subject verb agreement problem, correct? No. Then let's move on to the tense problem. It says last week. Last week. So it's past, correct? So we cancel is. So we're left with number 3. And there you have it. Those of you who answered number 3, congratulations. Very good. Okay, everyone, strong people. We're down to the last number of our grammar MCQ questions. The manager of the company came blank fire for mistreating his workers. This is an idiom. These are 3 words that go together, and it means that when you use this line, it means you're being criticized, you're being attacked for something. Attacked for something. Now, for this case, the manager is being criticized for something, which that something is like he's mistreating his workers. So, what is the complete line? Came what fire? Who can try to guess? Peter goes for came under fire. Anyone else who wants to try? It's good to learn this idiom as well. It's good to learn this idiom. Okay, came under fire. Is it? Okay, Ozil, yummy food 1, 2, 3. Any one of you type it in. Woohoo also goes for number 3. I see. So you all agree that it's came under fire. It's not came on fire, is it? Sounds also correct, no? Pillow goes for 3. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. You're right. It's number 3. Came under fire. Came under fire. Okay. To be criticized. Okay, I'm just going to put the short version here. For something. Good job, everyone. Well done. You have just basically finished your first section. Okay, You managed to kind of like practice very quickly your grammar skills. I'm now going to be moving on to vocabulary. So it's good to learn some new words and at the same time, practicing vocabulary is actually more than just learning new words. Sometimes it also means learning the subtle differences between words that you already know. Because like there are cases where the students actually know all the four options but they still don't know which one to use because they are familiar of the words but they don't know in which specific context the words can be used. So it's always important to practice vocabulary in a sense that it deepens your understanding of the words that you already know. It also helps you to be more accurate contextually when you are learning these words. Okay, but before I move on to vocabulary very quickly, welcome to those of you who just arrived. If you are actually looking for oral practices for this coming, a quick good news. After your June holidays, you still have a school holiday in July, which is going to be Youth Day. That's 7th of July. And then another school holiday in August, which is, of course, the Hey National Day. So for these two school holidays, while you go closer to PSLE and end of year examinations, we have prepared an important one-day oral program for you, which is PSLE Oral Intensive Crash Course. And for those of you who prefer a more personalized kind of practice, we have also PSLE Oral one-to-one intensive coaching. So this is a one-day program. The coaching is 1 full hour. The intensive crash course is 2 hours. And this is most likely the last piece of the puzzle you need before facing your oral examinations, because in this program, you will go through commonly tested themes. Not only will you actually build your content knowledge of these things, it's important that you know about and you know that you have something to talk about them, because you have to know what to say before learning how to say it, right? So learn content about it and at the same time learn how to say it, as in the teacher will then help you how to deliver your responses in a very organized way using very effective response framework. Hello, somebody said hi here and the name is like this. How should I call you? Yeah, welcome to the live. I am going through a paper to paper. I'm just quickly sharing about two oral programs that we are offering this school holiday, 7 July and 11 August, for all of you looking for oral practices. Most importantly, because PSLE 2025 has a new format for oral. And rest assured that these programs that we have already adapted. We have adjusted it to make sure we give you the right techniques for the new format. Okay? You don't remember? I'm very sorry. I don't remember. But it's not you, it's me. My memory not that good. Have you changed your name handle though? Your handle for TikTok though? Okay. Now, everyone that's Sean, you keep changing your handle. That's why, Sean. Sean, hello. I'm happy that you're here. How are you? I hope you're well and, thriving in this life. In this very short, but we gotta make it meaningful. Life is short. Oh my god, I just realized. Okay, I thought I lost an earring. I can see it now. I can see it now. Okay, now let's move on to your vocabulary questions. Let's go. Mian Bao, you saw teacher Yahweh, huh? Just now, huh? It's cool, what? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Is that what hype beast mean? Now, let's move on to question 11, people. The application to go on overseas learning journey was blanked by the principal. Okay. What's the specific action the principal has to do in that application for it to, push through? Okay, Sean goes for number 3. That was quick. Who else wants to agree? Anyone wants to agree with Sean or wants to provide a different answer instead? Let me know. Approved. Oh, okay. So we have number 3. We also have number 2. Okay. So for the Okay, if you want the application to push through or to continue in the whole process, it has to pass by the principal. The principal has to do something on that application before they can move on to the next step, correct? What do we call that step that the principal has to do? Okay, now first question, is the principal verifying it? When you verify something, you check for accuracy. No, that is not the principal's job. The principal is not supposed to go in and say, okay, wrong spelling. Okay, this one, like, no, that's not the principal's job. It has to already be accurate before it reaches the principal. So verification, no. Now, is the principal supposed to certify the application? When you certify something, you officially recognize as meeting certain standards. That's why, for example, let's say restaurants have a certification on hygiene because somebody came in to check if they're hygienic in their own ways and so on. They get a certification on good quality teaching. By the way, we have a certification, for example, on SME because of the quality and standards of writings of work, for example, like that. So no, when you submit the application to the principal, you don't need the principal to recognize that it's a good standard. You need the principal to actually approve it. To approve it officially. Approval means accepted or given permission. Because the point here is to get the permission of the principal. So the answer is number 3. Okay, sponsored is financially supported. Okay, so financially supported. Yeah, so the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is number 3. Okay, now let's move on to number 12. Amy was so excited after her trip to Disneyland. Hello, Amelia. Amelia, it's been so long. How are you? Amy was so excited about her trip to Disneyland that she spoke blank to her friends about her holiday there. She spoke what? So your clue here is that she was so excited after her trip. So it was a very intense and amazing experience that after her trip, she what? Pillow goes for incessantly. Sean also goes for incessantly. Wow, Sean, I'm happy that you're actually joining us today. Most of the time, you just say hi, bye. Okay, Sean, Pillow. Anyone else who wants to give it a try before I move on to confirm if Pillow and Sean's answer are correct? Okay, let's move on. So, yeah, Sean and Pillow, you're both correct. Good job. So incessantly means because she was so happy with the entire experience. She was so happy she couldn't stop talking about it. Okay, so incessant means very continuous without stopping. Now, what about periodically? I mean, periodically is at regular intervals, right? No. That would mean she wasn't that excited though. Occasionally would be sometimes. And then intermittently is like on and off, like stopping and starting. Stopping and starting. But she couldn't stop talking about it. So indeed, the answer is incessantly, which is number 1. Good job. Well done. Periodically, I would agree, Mian Bao. Because periodically would mean to say that she didn't do it only once, she did it so many times, and she does it in a very regular interval. Like, I'm gonna do it every recess, and then or every 5 p.m. So, or maybe like every 3 hours. So it would mean to say she's so methodical about it. That's crazy though. Okay, number 13. She kept the schedule to say it. Yes, agree. Okay, number 13. When Devi was reading a book, she blanked a word that she did not know. She had to use a dictionary to look up its meaning. So, basically, she was reading, and we're looking for, these are phrasal verbs, right? These are phrasal verbs. Okay, there's thousands of them. And It's even harder because some phrasal verbs have more than one meaning. Okay. So came across for Peter. Sean goes for number 3. Anyone else wants to give it a try? 5 more seconds and then let's discuss. Okay, pillow also goes for number 3. Good job. Came across is indeed the answer. You find something by chance. Something by chance. So, while Devi was reading, she found it. Came up. Okay, what if? Okay, let's talk about all the other phrasal verbs. If something comes up, that means to say, it was mentioned. Okay, mentioned during a conversation or it arose. Okay, in conversation. So like hey, for example, I say the topic about her recent mistake came up during the meeting, for example. Okay, or came down, or we came down would be to pass down. Okay, move downwards. Came through. If you come through, that means you say you survived. You survive or succeed in a difficult situation. Okay, so good job. Between came across and came upon, which one would be a better fit? I came upon. Okay, right off the bat, Yanbao, I would say came across is the best fit. However, to give you a better answer for these two questions, I want to check the main difference between came upon and came across because there has to be. But for this case, I would, or is it chanced upon? Chanced upon, I would accept that. No, chanced upon. It's like contextually, they have the same concept, but they are all applied contextually. Like if you are reading something, I chanced upon a word somehow. It's like an over like it's an it's too much of a phrasal verb for finding a word, right? But it somehow has the same meaning. So chanced upon, for example, and came across are one of those things wherein they have essentially the same meaning, but they cannot be used in the same context all the time. So it's the same thing as having a problem with there's so many words to use decrease, right? Or even increase. But some of those words can only be used for money, for example. Some of those words can only be used for statistics. Some of those words can only be used for human beings, for example. Or some of those words can only be used for like specific situations, like, oh, this one only used for calamities. Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say it's important that we know the deeper meaning of words and phrases, especially contextually. Is came down also used for things like infection? Came down with like a disease, right? And now to add to that, pillow, that is also what I mean when I say a lot of phrasal verbs have more than one meaning. So that is why when they create examinations, a lot of schools like to use phrasal verbs. Number one, because there's thousands of them. Number two, because they like to trick students. Some students know the phrasal verb, but they only know one meaning of it. So they think it's wrong. So they think they couldn't do it. So it's important that you really expose yourselves to many phrasal verbs. Now, let's move on to number 14. The children were careful as they climbed the blank wooden steps of the dilapidated house. Okay. Firstly, the house is dilapidated. Okay. So, how would you describe the steps of this dilapidated house? What do you think? Number 14, drop in your answer, give it a try. Hello to those of you who just joined. Yummy food goes for shabby. Pillow goes for so we have Mercy. Hello, Mercy Puku. You're welcome. Oh God, we have 3 different answers. Anyone who wants to do number 2 also? Okay. Let's define the words. They're all somehow very close to each other. They're like relatives, right? And that's what they like to do when giving you options for vocab. Okay. We have a question from Peter. Everyone, somebody is asking what dilapidated is. Dilapidated is when it's no longer in good condition. Okay, it's like it's in a state of it's run down, basically. Mhm. Run down. Okay, maybe because it's been so long, it's been neglected. You know, it's broken down. It's in a state of looking like it's actually ruined already. Okay, it's run down. Okay, now we know that the place, the house, is it the house? Okay, the house is already in bad condition. So now we want to talk about describe the steps. Huh? We're not describing a door. We're not describing a bed frame. We're not describing a bathtub. We're describing the steps specifically. Okay. When you want to talk about it being wooden, okay, there is an important part of it being wooden. Okay, and of it being steps. How do you know that it's not in good condition, especially when they are steps, right? They kind of like they make this very weak sound and they're very unstable, right? And you know that when you step on them, they're likely to collapse, okay? So when you have that, the word is actually rickety. Mhm. Weak, unstable, likely to collapse. Mhm. So this one is the word we're looking for to describe the wooden steps. Now, why can't it be shoddy? Let's do the second word first, shoddy. When something is shoddy, it's poorly made. Mhm. So shoddy doesn't really talk about it being completely worn out. It's just that you want to just highlight that it's very low quality. Mhm. Now, let's move on to shabby. Okay, when something is shabby, it's old. It's worn out. Sure, it's very close to the rickety that you're talking about. But it usually when you say shabby, right? You want to talk about clothing. It's very, very common to talk about shabby in clothing context or general appearance. Okay, general appearance rather than using shabby to talk about the steps. Okay, the more accurate word would be rickety compared to shabby. Shabby is more towards how someone looks like, how a thing generally looks like, and most especially they want to use it for when they want to talk about the clothing. Okay, yeah. Now, ragged, on the other hand, is torn or frayed. Okay, normally, this one then contextually is more towards a fabric as well or clothing. Mhm. So that is why rickety. It's rickety is the best word to use. Okay, is that mochi? Yes, from when you can see the back, right? Yeah, it's mochi. Mochi says hi as well. hmm hmm This is exactly. Isn't shabby a disrepair unfixable? If ain't wrong. Okay, let's talk about that. Shabby, let's see if shabby does have a different meaning. In poor condition or lack of care, run down as well, shabby uniform, correct. Mean and unfair. If you want to use shabby as well to talk about behavior, mean and unfair. Now, correct. You are correct. It also means it looks like it is in disrepair. But I'm gonna highlight again yummy food and merci beaucoup. When you use shabby, if you want to talk about usage contextually, right? They have the same meaning, but contextually, you don't use shabby as your choice of adjective for worn out steps or parts of a house. Shabby is more towards the clothing, the general appearance. But specifically, if you want to go towards describing the wooden steps of this dilapidated house, rickety is a better word to use. Mhm. Yeah, unfortunately, vocabulary questions test you with more than just knowing the meaning of the word. The moment they give you another word versus another word, then the next challenge is which one is the one better to be used in the context of the question. Yeah. So shabby cannot be the answer. It has to be rickety, rickety, rick. Okay, Let's move on to number 15. When Faisal won the championship for the speech competition, he was so blank with shock that he was speechless for a moment. Mhm. Okay, a commonly used phrase. It's a collocation when you want to talk about someone. There was like there was an overflow of emotion, that he couldn't talk for a moment. Okay, Peter. Well, hello. How long has it been? Hello, Irina. Irina Iguana. Correct. How have you been? It's been so long. Now, all of you are going for number three. Ozo Pillow and even Peter goes for number three. Overwhelmed. I'm just going to reveal it. Very good. It is indeed number three. Good job. This is a good phrase, actually, something you can use when you also have compositions or essay. You wanna just, beyond just saying he was shocked, okay, you have better phrases to use. So he was so overwhelmed with shock, okay, inundated with shock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So deeply, the word is actually deeply affected by emotion. By emotion. So some of you may say, sure, can I say overpowered with shock or overshadowed with shock? So you see, this is exactly the same case as the previous question. Like, I would understand what you want to say if you go and say he was overpowered with shock, or but that's not the choice of word you use when you want to talk about being filled with an immense amount of emotion, right? You use overwhelmed. Who is behind you? Can you try to guess, Ozil? Actually, somebody, I think one of you can. Ah, yes, correct. Very good. Substitute church. Yeah, in case I faint, just in case, knock on wood, he will immediately come in front and take over the live session. My goodness. Okay, now that was for our vocabulary. Where do you want to move again? Where do you want to move next? Do you want editing? Do you want comprehension close, or you want synthesis and transformation? La vote. Okay, Ozil always wants to go for compre close. Anyone else who wants to vote as well? Like, sure, I want to brush up my spelling and grammatical skills. Compre, SNT. So okay, let's do this quickly, so at least we can cover what we want to cover. So compre close one. So let's move on to our compre close passage today. Who wants to tell me what's the big topic? Importantly, always know the big topic. It's pretty obvious right there. We are talking about what? Yeah. What's the big topic here? Money and charity, correct, charities. Okay, let's talk about it, people. Move on. Let's go. Now, millions are donated to charities each year. Charity is not just about blank money, okay, but also having the heart to help blank, okay? Be careful when you have two blanks in one sentence. So charity is not just about, so talk about the main thing that people associate charity with. Donating, very good. Donating. Now, I will not accept giving merci beaucoup. Donating is actually the more accurate word, but you got the second number correctly. But it also is also about having the heart to help others, correct? Yes, very good. Okay. Now, the value of a gift is more than just the cost of it. Rather, it is about generosity and thought blank the gift. So beyond like, oh, I gave $10,000, or I gave 10 dresses. So beyond the actual gift that you gave, what's actually also important is the thought blank the gift. Broski, what is generosity? Generosity refers to a quality of the person who likes to give. So if I give, I like to share, I am generous. Generous is the adjective, the noun is generosity. So when you're generous, you like to give, you like to share. Yeah. So, the thought in the gift? No, no, not the thought in the gift. There is a better word, people. I need you to keep trying. The behind mian bao, correct. Why is my thing not? Okay, this one is perfect. Okay, behind the gift. The thought behind the gift. It is also about being willing to share your time and effort without blank any returns. Without what? TGIF, I know. We all be happy today because tomorrow is a holiday as well. Okay. Expecting. Very good. Thank you, people. I see some new names coming in the live. Welcome. Please remember to follow us if you haven't yet. Now, there is nothing more upsetting blank people taking advantage of the generosity of others. Okay. Blank people taking advantage. Okay, you are doing like this. Your clue is more than very good. Thank you. You're all very smart. Okay. In recent years, there have been cases of charities misusing the money people donated to them. For example, people were accused blank keeping donations meant for the sick and needy and spending them on luxury goods for themselves. Accused what? It pairs with the word accused, especially when you want to talk about the the very main thing that they're being accused blank. Accused of. Very good. I just want to say before I continue, may this passage not, I hope this does not stop you from donating to charities. This is just a reminder for you to be mindful of the charities that you choose to donate to. Okay? There are charities who are actually very transparent, as in they really show, they release publicly the breakdown of the donations that they're able to give, where it went, who, like how was it spent, and so on. Go for charities like that. Okay. Now, there were occasional reports of people selling items on the streets or collecting donations supposedly in blank of the poor. In what of the poor? People like National Kidney Foundation. Yes, 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 yes. So please, people, be careful. In what of the poor? Doing charity comes from our heart. Agree? Agree. But also, sadly, I do agree, Peter, that doing charity comes from our heart. But sadly, because there are people out there who likes to take advantage of people who have good hearts, that is why on top of just doing charity, I need you to be very choose wisely. Choose wisely. In what of the poor? In no, not in place. What you do it to what the poor? In what of the poor? So you sell items, you collect, and so on. In what of the poor? No. In support. Thank you. So, however, many of these attempts were found to be scams. Oh, I can tell you, my goodness, I can tell you, there's very huge like syndicates who actually do this thing. Yeah, they do this thing where they actually gather so many people who, like young kids, for example, those that can easily, touch, like can easily touch the heart and make you feel bad about them. They get kids from very poor families, they get pregnant ladies, they all of them, they gather them, and then they disperse them in a place where they can go around and ask for money. At the end of the day, they have to come back, report, give whatever they've managed to get, and then they kind of get like a salary out of it. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of these things. So when it comes to beggars, which you basically rarely ever see in Singapore, but it's very prevalent in other countries. Um, when it comes to these things, right? Do give, but instead of money, give something else, maybe food. Yeah, because it's just a very it is just a complicated thing. Yeah. I never feel bad for pregnant ladies or kids. Mian Bao, I hope you give up your seat, huh? I'm telling you, it's not easy to be pregnant. You have to ask your mommy, carrying you for 9 months, mister. No unskippable ad. Oh, you wait, girl. The unskippable ad is coming soon. Okay, now let's move on. Such dishonesty upsets people because it is not blank wrong, but it also makes it more blank for genuine charities to raise funds. It's not blank wrong. I need you to read the next line for you to know what to say here. It's not only wrong, very good, but not only, you see, but also. Not only, but also, these are partners, huh? These are BFFs. But it makes it more blank for genuine charities to raise funds. It's very, yeah, it's very sad because one wrong scam, right? One scam just affects all the other charities that are actually doing good for the community. Because people always, because people gravitate towards negative news, so it becomes convoluted, and then some people are like, oh my god, there's a scam, and then they just kind of like, I'm not gonna be donating to any charities anymore. So it's so sad for charities that are actually doing good things, and then these scams just kind of like turns the reputation of the entire charity group bad altogether. Okay, so difficult, very good. Difficult for genuine charities to raise funds. News reports on scams put people on their guard, and they may not be as blank when they donate. They may not be as good thing even if they still choose to donate. Some people really stop doing it when they hear these things. So do not be discouraged, but just be a bit more wise when you choose these charities. Okay, they may not be as generous. Okay, correct. That affects, okay, the recipients of these charities. Blank less money will reach them. Okay, this one is pretty straightforward. You want to give a reason, so, and how they're being affected. So what's the answer here? As, very good. Now, many Singaporeans give to charity, but few actually take the time to find out more about the group they are giving to. The Commissioner of Charities, Dr. Ang Hak Seng, is hoping to change that by launching a campaign to encourage donors to conduct their own blank before they part with their money. Conduct your own what? We've been talking about this. I will accept research. I will also accept conduct their own. There's another word that I can accept that starts with letter C. Mm-hmm. Dr. Ang, check. I will accept check. It will have to change. It will have to change the structure if you want to use diligence. Um, do their due diligence. Now, Dr. Ang said, as more people do their checks, it's harder to abuse the system. When donors have more trust in fundraising appeals, they will also give more. Honesty starts with ourselves, and that must come blank within. Okay, this one very easy, huh? Come what within? Come from within. Very good, very good. When when blank funds, do not take the money for your own use. When what funds? So if you are from the other side, if you're from the other side, the donors are donating, and when you collecting, very good. When collecting, on the other side, people who are doing the charity are the ones collecting funds. Do not take the money for your own use. Blank if it is just a few cents. Just think of the smiles on the faces of the people you will be helping. Don't remind her. I don't need reminders, man Bao. This is already planned. Even if, very good. Good job. Not to be offensive, but are you attending a funeral? Eh, my top is cute. What? Mariah Carey. Very cute. I feel like that very in like very old movies where like there's a very strict principal that's dressed like this. I do agree with your thing that this can be a funeral outfit. I get your feels on this. But I was like going for that very the very strict principal. I don't have the strict demeanor, but it's cute. Okay, so you look like you're attending church. Oh, also can that works. Or a boarding school. Oh my goodness. You all have very good ideas. Boarding school also works. It does look like a uniform. It can look like a uniform. You don't look strict. I know. Sometimes and like I want to be strict at class, right? But my students kind of like, she doesn't really look that strict, and then they don't get scared. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. So yeah, people, before I go, you're gonna know what's gonna happen. Please join us for PSLE Oral Intensive Crash Course. You do have a school holiday in July, which is gonna be 7th of July, Youth Day. Are you ready to celebrate yourselves? Now, PSLE Oral Intensive one-to-one coaching as well. So two options for you for Youth Day holidays and for National Day in August, just in time for your PSLE Oral this coming August as well. So join me on these two very, very effective and engaging one-day oral programs, PSLE Oral Intensive Crash Course, the very last piece of the puzzle you need, the very last type of revision you need to really confidently face the new PSLE format. This is open to primary 5 students as well as to our PSLE students. So please join us. Um, Definitely, I'll be happy to see you. Our teachers will be happy to see you. And those of you who are looking for paper 2 revision, we do have Top Schools English exam paper 2 revision in July as well. It's a 10-day fully online program. And we will be going through per day, one paper, two paper, 1.5 hours. It's you will also be receiving a fully annotated answer key. Fully annotated answer key for every single paper 2 that you're doing. The most important thing about paper 2 is number 1, going through many practices. Number 2, having a teacher that will guide you to understand commonly tested questions, know how to tackle them, find a structured way to answer them. At the same time, understand when you get things correctly so you can repeat the success, and understand when you get things wrongly so you don't repeat it again. You don't say repeat it again because that's redundant. So you don't repeat it. Okay, everyone, I'm currently doing science since I don't know, claim evidence reason. That can also be applied to your English. Why is this ad getting long? It's very short. I'd only do 2 minutes. My goodness, you peoples. I'm dead on the floor. Can still type, is it? Mariah Carey. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. You can also say goodbye to the moderator here behind me. You can see her. I'm gonna move and then you will see him. I know I'm moving at the other way. Thank you all so much. Have a good weekend, by the way. Bye bye, everyone.